Neptune's rings are vanishing before our eyes, and scientists are racing against time to understand why before they disappear completely. When Voyager 2 flew past Neptune in 1989, it captured something extraordinary. 5 complete rings circling the ice giant, with mysterious bright arcs in the outermost ring called atoms. These arcs had names: Liberté, Égalité, Fraternité, and Courage. But here's the thing, they shouldn't exist. According to the laws of motion, ring particles should spread out evenly. They should form smooth, uniform bands around the planet. But Neptune's arcs are clumped together in just a 45-degree segment of the ring. It's like finding all the beads on a necklace bunched up in one spot, defying gravity itself. Scientists thought they had it figured out. A small moon called Galatea sits just inside the atom's ring, and its gravity creates what's called a resonance point. The ring particles orbit twice for every single orbit Galatea makes, causing them to pile up. Problem solved, right? Wrong. In 2002, astronomer Imke de Pater pointed the 10-meter Keck telescope in Hawaii at Neptune. What she saw was shocking. The arcs were fading. Fast. The Liberté arc had deteriorated dramatically compared to the Voyager images from just 13 years earlier. Courage, once visible, had nearly vanished. At the current rate of decay, these structures will be completely gone in less than 100 years. But here's where it gets even stranger. The arcs aren't just fading, they're moving. By 2003, the arcs had shifted 20 degrees behind their predicted location, falling completely outside the resonance zone that was supposed to hold them in place. The leading arcs, Courage and Liberté, are now almost entirely gone. Only Fraternité remains stable, tracking at the exact resonance rate. So what's actually happening? Neptune's rings are made of extremely dark material, likely organic compounds that have been processed by radiation. They're incredibly dusty, with 20 to 70% of the ring composed of microscopic particles. These aren't the majestic ice rings of Saturn. They're fragile temporary structures. The current theory is that Neptune's rings are young, astronomically young. Scientists estimate they're probably less than 1 million years old, maybe even just a few 100,000. They likely formed when a small moon wandered too close to Neptune and was torn apart by tidal forces, or when 2 moons collided catastrophically. The debris spread out into rings, but without a constant source of new material, they're slowly dissipating. The moon Galatea does play a role, but it's more complicated than anyone thought. Galatea has an eccentric orbit, meaning it's not perfectly circular. This creates a complex gravitational dance with the ring particles. Instead of simply holding them in place, Galatea's gravity is actually causing the arcs to evolve and shift over time. The interaction is changing the very axis of Galatea's orbit, creating a feedback loop that's slowly destroying the ring structure. Here's the truly mind-blowing part. Neptune's rings might be caught in an endless cycle of death and rebirth. Planetary scientist Larry Esposito proposed that rings don't last forever. They're born when moons are shattered. They decay as particles are eroded by micrometeorites and radiation, and eventually they disperse into space or fall into the planet's atmosphere. Then, millions of years later, another collision creates new rings. We might be witnessing the final chapter of this particular ring system. The James Webb Space Telescope captured the clearest images of Neptune's rings in 2022, revealing details never seen before. But even with this incredible technology, we're watching them fade in real time. The total amount of material in the arcs has remained roughly constant, but it's redistributing, spreading out, losing the clumpy structure that makes them visible. Neptune's rings are a cosmic hourglass, and the sand is running out. In less than a century, the arcs that puzzled astronomers for decades will be gone. The mystery of why they existed in the first place might vanish with them. Unless we send another mission to Neptune soon, we might never fully understand these ghostly rings before they disappear into the darkness of space forever.